I don't think the true cost of corruption, rather let me say it differently, I don't think the most expensive line item in the cost of corruption, right, is what it's done to the economy. I think it's what it's done to sentiment and what it does to talent. In other words, when you corrupt a system, those less deserving get opportunities to which they are not deserving.
Entitled.
The problem is that those who are deserving pick up a little green document called a passport. They get on a plane
and go elsewhere.
And they leave. Now, there are some people watching this who go, no, they must go. Let me tell you why that is the dumbest, most nonsensical thing I've ever heard people say. When you say, JJ must go, JJ is born in South Africa. The South African state educates him for 18 years to get his matric. Then, that same South African economy, has built institutions of education. Let's assume JJ gets a master's. It's another 5-6 years of it. 24 years invested, and you're going to say he must just go. With Dom, no more.
Like because he was just flashing that investment down the drain.
And so, what's happened now? If it's not the semigration to the Western Cape, that's a separate conversation altogether. It's the proper immigration. The number of South Africans who have sat in this chair living in Canada today would alarm you. The number who've moved to Australia would alarm you. The number I bump into, or neighbors of mine in the Middle East, will alarm you. Right? Because what talent does, when you distort this thing about effort versus reward, is talent goes where it will be rewarded.
My goodness.
It doesn't have to put up with the nonsense. It gets on a plane and it leaves. Now.
The director says going overseas.
That's a matter. But I think the point is that the degradation is slow, right? So you don't feel it immediately. But trust me, let me end it by saying this. If you looked at the top 100 investment bankers in Wall Street today, you'd find a healthy percentage of them are Nigerians. The top brain surgeons in the world today, healthy percentage of them, Nigerians. The top investment banking lawyers in the world today, healthy percentage of them, Nigerians. What does that tell you? How is it that Nigeria is struggling with the issues it's struggling with, but some of the smartest people in the world are Nigerians? And then you look at where you'll find those Nigerians, and typically, it's not in Nigeria. It means you've got this incredible base of talent whose skills, competence, and abilities are being harvested by another economy and not...
First thing, obviously, everybody know that Igbos are everywhere. This newspaper you see is not the first time that people know that Igbo people are in so many tribes. But the problem is that once you're an Igbo person, identify yourself in another region, people are angry. They get angry because they feel like once you say you are Igbo there, you want to dominate that place, you want to conquer them, you want to overpower them. But it's not a crime that we Igbos are ambitious. It's not a crime. There are Olukumu people, the Yorubas in Anioma today. Nobody see them as a threat. There are Igala people, the Ebu people in Anioma today. Nobody see them as threats. Anioma people know the threat. There are Igala people in Anambra. Nobody see them as threat. There are even Kakanda people in Anambra. And I know you don't know there is a tribe called Kakanda people. Yes, there are Kakanda people in Anambra. Nobody see them as a threat. They might even occupy 1 or 2 villages. But once they tell Igbo people are in so place in Kogi State, or Igbo people are in Benue State, or Igbo people are, you don't, they die. Kogi State is not Igbo. The next thing, when you now see evidence, you now say it, you people should take your 5 states and go. Let me tell you, it would be a shame to your fathers who fought a civil war of 3 years if Igbo people even go with the 5 states. If we in Anioma today say that we don't want to be part of Biafra, let Biafra go, you people, it will be a shame to you people. What your forefathers died for, killed for, that they see, even that 5 states that you are thinking Igbo people have to go to, if Igbo people go with it, now shame on to you people. Because at the end of the day, they have defeated you for what your forefathers fought for. It's a shame. Igbo people are everywhere. You see why is the Igbo people everywhere? I remember when I was growing up, they would tell us, say, any place in the world that you don't see Igbo people, you should run away from there. But today, all of you are turning it like Igbo people are running away because their state is not good. The Chinese are everywhere in the world. Which economy in the world is better than Chinese today? Tell me. The Chinese are every country of the world. The Chinese, I'm not talk of the ones they send as prisoners. So I talk of Chinese coming to do business. Do you know how many Chinese they arrest every day in Nigeria for doing 419 or doing illegal business? I don't talk of the ambassadors or those who work in the diplomatic system. No. Those who are, these ones are hustlers. But nobody see them as spoiling Chinese image. You are saying Igbo people are spoiling Nigeria image because the Nigeria does not have an image. Don't you see what that video is saying? That the reason why people are running away from a country is because corruption exists. For over 50 years, una will be where they claim so una be the highest tribe, the North and the Yorubas have been ruling. And you will not give a job based on merit. You give a job based on nepotism, based on settlement, based on religion affiliation, based on tribalism. Why won't the best brains run away? When this man is saying that if you go to the banks, it will be the Nigerians, are they calling the North? If you go to hospital today and they have highest number of Nigerians there, how many Northerners can be there? How many of other tribes will be there if not Igbo that will be highest? If you go to those business now, how many of those tribes in Nigeria that will occupy those positions? If they say Nigerians that are doing well should come out outside the country, how many people from other tribes will come out? In population, if there are 100 in a country, Igbos will occupy 50 or 70. And that's why I keep telling people, say, if care is not taken, Igbo is the highest tribe in Nigeria. And in case if you don't know, this also tells that even you that are in South, claiming that you're not Igbo, other people are seeing you as Igbo too. Because when they say Igbo people are everywhere in Nigeria, they are running away. When they go to Benin now or go to Ogun State to see other people, they will think that you that are from Calabar, or you that are from Wari, or you that are from Murobo, you that are from Ejo are still Igbo. That's how they see you. And this is what I've been saying before, that they see you as an Igbo person once you're outside their territory. Because they feel like all of you are Igbo. Just as so many of you feel like everybody in the north are Hausas or Fulanis. Meanwhile, there are many tribes in the north. This is what we are talking about. But what am I trying to say? Is Igbo occupying being in your place, doing business, is it because your place is better? No. It's because they are ambitious. It's because they want to use their talent in a place where there will be freedom. That's what that video is trying to tell you. Because they want to adventure out and do better. They take their work. You are sitting down in your place and concluding that they are coming to your place and dominating. Sitting down one place because you are not ambitious and you see them progressing in front of you, you become jealous instead of you to imitate them and still compete with them. Look at it now. People know they do monopoly in business. The whole Alaba, everybody there, they sell electronics. Igbo shop, Igbo shop. They don't say, oh, no, only me go there, they sell electronics. No, that person will come here. No. The same thing. Anywhere you see Igbo people occupy a shop, they start selling. They won't say no, because they say, I'm not there near me. Go far, so that all the people where they are go be my customer. They like competition. They don't do monopoly. Come and compete. But you guys don't want to compete. Instead, you start framing different story against them. I'm out of here, Joe.